All right, my 5K finishers. I hope just like if it rains on your wedding day, it's good luck. Maybe if it snows on your first day of 5K training or 5K information, I'm feeling like this is good luck, right? So I apologize. We canceled actually our yesterday workout, and we had no precipitation at all, hardly, in terms of the inclement kind. Then all of a sudden I get out of my son's wrestling meet and it's snowing, and it took us a really long time to get home. So this storm came out of nowhere. I hope that you guys all got the information. I tried to email, I texted. I hope you guys got it. However, I do realize that there was perhaps some question in terms of what the training schedule is, how to read it. I wanted to make a quick video. Okay, maybe not so quick, but I wanted to make a video on not only the training schedule, a little explanation as far as like even how the groups work. Okay, so first things first, our workouts are 2 days a week as we meet as a group. The first ones are on Wednesday nights, okay? We will meet at 6 o'clock p.m. We are going to meet at the Creve Coeur Lake Taco Bell shelter. I will email you the exact location of that Taco Bell shelter, but there are many shelters, so I want you guys to pay close attention to which one is the Taco Bell shelter, so you'll know specifically in the dark, or especially in the dark, which one you're looking for. So the Taco Bell shelter, 6 p.m. Wednesdays nights, starting with this Wednesday night, which is, let me get the date, got the computer in front of me, this Wednesday, which would be January 23rd. So we'll start literally just in a few days. Okay. Group workout number 1 is Wednesdays. Group number 2 workout is Saturdays. We meet at 7:30 p.m. That workout is going to be fluid. And what I mean by that is we're going to be at a different location each week, highlighting some beautiful parks here in the St. Louis area. We like to say we were a tourist in our own city, going anywhere from, again, Creve Coeur, Frontier, Tower Grove, Jefferson Barracks. There's great history, great running paths. You'll see a little bit of everything, having a little bit of coffee stops after we get done. So 6 p.m. Wednesdays, always at Creve Coeur Lakes Taco Bell shelter. On Saturdays, again, let's be your tourist, I guess. And let's have a little fun on Saturday starting at 7:30. Okay. Now on Wednesday it will be our 5K group. On Saturdays it'll be all of our distances, from our marathoners to our half marathoners to our 10Kers to you guys. And let me just say, it's an amazing group of people. We're pushing upwards of 400 people on Saturdays, so it's a little bit of chaos at the beginning of the run. I think it's fun, organized chaos, but I do want you guys to expect a large number of people on Saturday mornings, and then we will hold, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those pace sticks at big races. It's just a dowel rod with specific pace signs. Yours will say 5K, and I would love for you guys to look for the 5K coaches on Saturdays. They'll usually be in the back part of the group for easy identifications. Okay, so on Wednesday, small, quiet group. On Saturdays, a little larger, a little louder perhaps, but let me say, a little harder to hit snooze, because if 399 other people came out to come join us, hopefully the pressure is on and you will come join us too. Okay, so let's get to our training schedule real quick so I don't keep you too long tonight. I want to explain it. What I want you guys to look at is a couple different things, all right? Again, we have Monday, we have Wednesday highlighted. I do expect that you give me one other day at least, in addition to our Wednesday and Saturday workouts, that you're doing the act of walking, run walking, or walking. So Monday and Wednesday are our highlighted days during the week, and then of course on Saturdays. Again, you can run, walk, you can walk, whatever you would like to do. What I will tell you though is I want you guys to start out so conservative. Okay, I am going to be the queen of conservative, or a queen of conservation even. I feel like people suffer from the terrible twos. It's not the TWOS, and I have toddlers, so I know for sure what that feels like. But I want you guys to stay away from the TOOS, trying to run too fast. You want things too soon. You want to do too much right from the beginning. So myself and the coaches, and I'll let you know where my coaches are going to be and who they are on course simply to try to keep you in check, okay? To rear back the winds. We want you to come talk to us during the first couple weeks so we can help you find that specific pace. Okay, one con about group training is that we all kind of square ourselves up with the running partner ahead. We don't want people ahead of me. We don't want people who beat me, that older lady or older gentleman's in front of me. That's not the case, okay? We are here all together as a group. Whether or not we run fast or we run slow, or we walk fast or we walk slow, when we get into our car every Wednesday night and Saturday morning, we all cover the same distance. So I want you guys to be honest with yourself, and I want you guys to work within your capabilities at the beginning in hopes that you will start nice and conservative, and that way we can make sure that our bodies and our minds and our schedules stay not only for week 1 and week 2 of our program, perhaps week 10 as well. And so what I tell my kids a lot is be a little thoroughbred with those blinders on. All right, you keep your eyes on how you want to get to the finish line, and let's not pay attention to how our teammates do, because it is an experiment of one. So what I ask that you guys do is we start on being conservative, and yeah, it is possible to run, walk, and run and walk and talk. All right, we want you to do that, particularly for the first couple weeks of this program. If you are huffing and puffing and your face is so red and you can't get a word and otherwise, I want you guys to slow down. Your body will thank you, your aerobic system will thank you, and so will your body in terms of your feet and your calves and your shins and your knees and your hips. If we let our breathing kind of dictate our pace and make sure that we do breathe and talk, then the rest of our bodies will adapt to the pound of the pavement a little bit more. So how are you going to decide whether you're in a run group, a run walk group, or a walk group? Well, for my runners out there, if you went out and tried 10 times to run 1 mile, okay, I want you guys to be in the run group if you can run the entire distance, and I don't care how fast, but if you can run the entire distance without taking a walk breaks 9 out of that 10 times, we all have a bad day, then I would love for you, to start in the run group. Okay? If you are trying so hard, but half the time you can make it and half the time you can't, I would love for you guys to start in the run walk group. Okay? So my runners out there, hopefully you guys are raising your hands. If you guys can run at least a mile, all right, 9 out of 10 times without stopping, and again, I don't care how fast you go, I would love for you guys to start in our run groups, and we have a couple coaches that are designated to the run groups. If you cannot, or you are a run walker already, or you're a walker and want to start introducing running into the scheme of things, I want you guys to start with the run walkers. And let me tell you, our run walk groups are probably one of the more common groups. That's really the majority of our folks. We have people in our 10K and our half and our marathon that still run walk. It's an amazing way of training, and people really fall in love with it just because it gives you a mental break from the running and walking. It also gives your body a physical break in terms of alternating between the modalities of running and walking. And again, Jeff Galloway made famous the Run Walk Bethany, and so many people are out there run walking any distance. And so the majority of our folks start with run walking, and we have several coaches that will be your run walk Sherpas, if you will. Okay, our run walk coaches have whistles, and they will whistle when it's time to run and will whistle when it's time to walk, and all of our whistles will be cued on because we all start together, and the groups do spread out, and that's most certainly fine. Our coaches will be bouncing back and forth between the folks in the front, in the middle, and the back. A lot of times my coaches turn a 1 mile workout into 3 miles because they're going back and forth, visiting with certain individuals. Okay, we do not expect you guys to stay with a coach at all times. Our coaches are very fluid. We do ask that you do a buddy system. So grab a buddy. You guys join a program so you didn't have to do this alone. So I want you guys to grab a buddy, no matter what group that you're in, running or run walking, and start chatting with them. Just make sure that you guys can talk as we go, and you will be having a coach pop in and pop out several times along the workout in hopes to answer any of your questions, help you with pacing, etc. So we do recognize that there'll be a lot of different fitness levels during the run walk or in the run walk groups. We just all start together and kind of spread out a little bit, and our coaches back and forth. So again, if you are a runner and you can run 9 out of the 10 times that you try a mile, then I want you guys to be in the run group. If you can't, just not yet, then I would love for you guys to be in the run walk, or if you're currently walking or want to introduce you, I would love for you guys to start in the run walk group. Okay, if you're a walker, and I do not want to forget about you, we do have walk groups, and again, same thing. We want you guys to be nice and conservative at the beginning as well, and our coaches will be back and forth between you as well, providing guidelines, and then we hope that you have the buddy system as well. All right, so I hope that explains where I think you should start. We are going to take at least 1 week and maybe even 2 before grouping you up with what I would call homeroom coach. Remember, I said our coaches are going to be bouncing back and forth among group and among people. So I would love for you guys to take an opportunity for the first couple weeks just to get your get the wheels moving in terms of how the group works and perhaps how you and your body works, as well as the coaches will be observing you and how you are doing over the first couple of weeks before we start assigning you a quote-unquote homeroom coach or homeroom teacher. And then we'll share some information, of course, whatever information that you want to share in terms of contact information with the people around you. That way you guys can start having some teammates and some running buddies, perhaps not only on the weekends or during the week, but some of those solo runs like Monday, right? I expect you guys to partner up and at least give me that Monday, as I said before. So maybe if you had some people that are in the same pace and pace group around you, if you had their contact information, it'd be a great way to get a hold of them and see if you guys can run on an alternate date. Okay, so give us a couple weeks. I would love for you guys just to start with that. If I can run 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to start with a run coach. If I can't, start with run walking. If I'm already run walking, start with a run walk group, excuse me. If I want to introduce run walking, go ahead and let's try it. And if I'm a walk group, we'll designate those walk coaches. Okay, now looking at this schedule, let's look at Wednesday first. On Wednesday, what I want you guys to do is Wednesday. I don't know why that says rest. I just saw it. So I'm looking at Wednesday. You're going to be run walking, not resting. But if you look at the entire week, basically what we're going to do is you have a homework assignment. All right, tomorrow you're going to run, walk, or walk 1 mile. If you're running, run the entire distance. If you're walking, walk the distance. If you're run walking, I would love for you guys to start with the 1-1 run walk interval. So I want you to run for 1 minute. I want you to walk for 1 minute. Okay, if you're inside, that's easy. If you're outside, guys, just get a cheap stopwatch, if anything else, from Walmart or Target, and just keep that time on your watch. You don't have to have anything fancy if you don't already do so. Remember, if you join us on Wednesday, our coaches are going to be tooting whistles, as I say, every minute. So that will let you know when to stop running and when to start running, etc. Okay? So the first week, if you look at it, We are doing 1 mile on Wednesday. The run walk stays the same always throughout the week. So week 1 is the crazy ones. Week 1 is you're gonna walk 1 mile on Mondays and Wednesdays, and you're gonna run 1 minute and run 1 minute and walk 1 minute if you're in the run walk group. Okay? On Saturdays are always just a tad bit longer than Wednesdays. We have a little bit more time. Plus, that would give us an opportunity to get to that 3.1 miles a little bit faster. So on Saturday, we are doing 1.5 miles, but we still keep the 1-to-1 run-to-walk ratio, okay? So again, all week long next week, we're going to do the 1-1. If you're doing the interval, we're just going to do a mile on Monday, a mile on Wednesday, and a mile and a half on Saturday. Now, looking at week 2, what we do actually is we want to progress one or the other, but not both. What I'm referring to is we always want to progress somehow, right? Week 2 is harder than week 1. Week 3 is a week harder than week 2, etc. But a lot of programs increase both distance and interval, or distance and pace. We don't. All right, so if you look at week 2, we keep the 1-to-1 run-walk interval, okay? But the distance on Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturday change. All right, now you guys are going to do a 1.5 miles on Monday, a 1.5 miles on Wednesday, and a 1.5 miles on Saturday. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is kind of leapfrog. You will either change or increase your distance week to week, or you will increase your run interval the next week, but not both. So this gives you an opportunity to kind of get your feet wet. And remember, I like conservative changes, okay? So at this point, all right, we build confidence week to week and not have this huge leap in terms of how far we go or how fast, particularly if you're in the run walk interval. All right. So, and again, week 3, the 1.5 miles stays, but we change the interval type of thing. So make sure that you guys pay attention to those run walk intervals as well as the distance. Go inside if we need to, especially if it's cold. However, I would really like for you guys to go outside as much as possible. Inside is better than nothing. However, nothing mimics the pound of the pavement, quote unquote, unless you are pounding the pavement. So get out if you can. Of course, with snow and ice and everything kind of slippery, inside most certainly will do. But let me tell you, some very smart characteristics or very successful characteristics of runners and walkers are the ones who do it more frequently and the ones who are doing it conservatively. So I would like for you guys to do either one. Or both of them, excuse me. I want you guys to do both of them. I want you guys to try to keep on the most frequent schedule that you can. Even if you don't make it the entire mile or entire 1.5 miles, go out 15 minutes if you only have 15 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes if you have 20 minutes. Okay, stay conservative. Get out there. Get moving as much as you possibly can. Okay? Now, on the schedule, you'll see Sunday is walk or cross training. Even if you're walking or run walking, right, and or running, I will say that just nice leisurely walks on Sunday will be great. Even if you walk a little bit harder on Saturday, but just take your dog, take your daughter, take your husband, get him moving, or whatever the case may be. A nice leisure walk or cross training. Cross training is anything other than the running or walking sport. So swim, yoga, strength training. All right, Sunday would be a good day to do that. And I only say that's another good day because perhaps it's a little less hectic than the weekday. On Tuesdays, I would love for you to rest, and that way you can recover from your Monday workout and prep from your Wednesday. Thursday or Friday, again, is an excellent opportunity to do anything other than this particular program. And, of course, Saturday is there. If you guys want to do more, 4 days of running or walking is the max. 3 would be the minimal. So make sure that you guys don't overdo it. If you want to stay in motion for more than 4 days a week, then 3 of running and perhaps 4 of cross training would suffice. So don't overdo it. We want to make sure that, again, you go to the finish line perhaps even undertrained versus overtrained, so we're not too tired on rest day. So XT is cross training. Rest is always in there as well. Just make sure that you guys know and you follow, particularly at the beginning for some of you guys that maybe have done this in the past. Start from scratch at the beginning. Make sure that your body gets a little bit of recovery time in there, so you'll know come week 9 and 10 you guys have got it. All right, so looking a little bit further down the schedule, just so, before I forget, of course, you'll see that as you get a little bit further down, it says choose walk intervals or choose run intervals. Guys, I will say some people get stuck during a run walk interval, meaning that I love 2 to 1. I don't really like 3 to 1. I like 2 to 1, and that's where I want to stay. So you're going to, choose that run walk interval and go. We're going to allow you to kind of choose your own favorite interval if you guys get down to it. If you want to do even a little bit more, then we can do that as well. So as we get closer to the end, you please don't feel obligated to stay with a group. We have coaches that are going to be designated to follow different run walk intervals towards the end of the program if you need be. I will also say, let me get the exact one. You'll notice on the last Wednesday of this training schedule, that would be Wednesday, March 27th. That particular day says field trip. We are gunning for the Go St. Louis 5K, which is on Friday night. All right, it's an evening race. It's on Friday, April 5th in the evening. What we're going to do is on Wednesday, trying to get the date right, Wednesday, March 27th, we are going to go on a field trip to Forest Park and actually perform the course itself, so you'll know it's about the same time of day, how your body's going to go, so you can literally be prepped and ready to go for race day itself. The 5K, Go 5K in April, they have changed it a little bit around, so I'm going to look at time restraints. There might be a few of us walkers that this Go race does not attain to because it's sometimes, and I think they're changing it, but I'm not quite certain, has a 60-minute cutoff. If we get to a point a little bit later on down the course where you don't know if you're quite going to get that 60-minute cutoff time, then we have a couple other races for all of our walkers, and I'm going to pay for our coaches to do it with you as well. That way you can experience an awesome race just like the rest of us, okay? So if we get to that point, a little bit later on down the training schedule, we can have that conversation. That being said, the majority of our group, again, is going to meet with the Go St. Louis 5K on Friday, August 5th. That registration is not a part of this program, and you will have to register for the race itself. I will be pushing out information in terms of how to register for that race in an email later on this week, so please feel free to take a look at it and register as soon as possible. It's a little bit of motivation as well as it's just going to get it off the list and make you work. Sometimes if I put money down for a race, I'm more accountable to my training, so we'll want you guys to do that, okay? Now, I realize that this is not the best way of explaining a schedule, and honestly, there's usually so many questions that really do pipe up conversation instead of me just looking into a phone talking. But I do want to end the schedule part of it there and mention just a few other things. Email me or, ask any of the coaches too if you have any more specific questions. Again, Wednesdays, we're at Creve Coeur Taco Bell Shelter. Saturdays, we're a tourist in our own city. I will be sending out lots of emails. Tomorrow is going to really target information on our Wednesday workouts. You'll get another one on Thursday that will target our Saturday workouts, so look out for those. There'll also be some other emails in terms of just little tidbits. If you guys are interested in following heart rate training, a lot of you guys have Fitbits and watch heart rate training. I've been offering to set different heart rate zones for everybody and have a little bit of a heart rate talk. If you guys are interested, I'll help you out with that as well. So look for a lot of emails this week. It won't be quite as much in weeks to come, but very much so in the first week just to get us moving. There's a lot of emails that's going to come from me, so sorry for inundating your email box, but I want to make sure that everybody gets the information. Okay. The other thing I'm going to send out to you also is a couple links. First of all, we do have a closed Facebook page. That closed Facebook page is an excellent opportunity just to kind of, to be honest with you, just laugh at the chatter that goes along with all the running club members, because there's a lot of chatter on there. That Facebook page also is a great way where we post pictures. We send you reminders of all the workouts and their locations if you guys are Facebookers. We also post a lot of these types of videos that are educational, informational, all those sorts of things. It is a closed Facebook page, so you'll have to request to join it. We do that just to make sure it's your safety. So if you want to put out that you're going to be at Creve Coeur Lake at, let's say, 5 in the morning, we don't want the whole world to know you're going to be at Creve Coeur Lake at 5 o'clock in the morning. So please request to join, and we'll accept it as quickly as we can. Okay. The other social networking is Garmin Connect. And I know a lot of you guys might be on Garmin Connect. If you are, under groups, please search Fleet Feet Running Club St. Louis. There are a few running clubs out there, so make sure that you choose the St. Louis one. And again, request to join that page. This is an opportunity for you and I, to be honest with you, to communicate. I say that the Garmin Connect is just a Rolodex of my athletes. So you maybe come up and say, hey, Brandy, I'm not quite certain what's happening to me. I'm not quite getting any better. I'm tired, whatever the case may be. Then I can actually pull up your workout history and maybe see some, habits that I want you guys to keep doing, and maybe some habits I don't want you to keep doing. So if you have Garmin Connect in our Garmin Connect app, search Fleet Feet Running Club St. Louis, and we can connect that way. Lastly, in terms of the connections, we do have a rained out text messaging service. Would have been great for tonight. I text you personally from my phone. However, we do have a group text service that I have. I didn't have that information to you, so I just text you individually. But if you text the letters FFRCSTL, Fleet Feet Running Club St. Louis, so FFRCSTL, put that in the text. In the to, put 84483. And this information is going to be emailed out to you. Then you'll receive up-to-date text messages. And again, we do cancel, of course, when weather just dumps on us like we had today. We do the best we can to hold the workouts, but text messaging, honestly, particularly on a Wednesday that we were trying to get to the commute, or Saturdays in the morning whenever I perhaps don't have, Wi-Fi at a lot of these, remote parks. So the text messaging service for me is really convenient, so I can shoot one text and it hits everybody. It is free. We only text when something important, informational that you want. A couple of things that you will also get is you will get in your packet a shopping card. That shopping card is good for a 5% discount on any purchases made throughout your training. It actually ends in April 27th, I believe. So any purchases that you make in Fleet Feet, St. Louis, any of our 5 locations, please, once you get it, bring that shopping card. You can not only get free personal rewards points, but you do get a little bit of money off the top. So please bring that with you, because the outfitters or the retail staff will have to scan that card. You'll get a 5K decal that you can put on your car or your notebook or your computer, or just dangle it, and that way you can get up in the morning knowing that you have a good work to go off of. As a Fleet Feet Running Club member, you also get some great services and discounts on our massages and group classes. So make sure and check those out. Those are included in the email that this link is in there too. So make sure that you take advantage of all the benefits that we have. We appreciate you being a member of the Fleet Feet Running Club, and welcome any questions that you might have. Hopefully this video helped you out. But again, feel free to give us a call, and we most certainly help with your questions. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you stayed warm tonight. I apologize again for any inconvenience, but we'll just see you on Wednesday.